So what's the most foolish thing that you can say about the divine? And it's simply this: I know everything about God. That alone is the most foolish thing that can be said. As soon as you think you know everything, that's when you're the biggest fool. That's when you don't know anything. See, you might have had some divine experiences, you might have read a lot of books, you might know a lot of knowledge, you might have even tasted the divine experience, you might have experienced a lot of depth in your meditation. But understand that what you have tasted is like tasting a single grain of sand and then saying, I know the entire beach of all the grains of sand in the world. I know all of them because I've tasted this one. It's the tip of the iceberg. Whatever you know is nothing more than the tip of the iceberg. If you think of an iceberg, they say an iceberg floating on the sea, the large mass of ice that you can see is always 10%. The other 90% is underwater. So even though what you can see looks so grand and huge, what you can't see is the 90%. So much more left for you that you haven't been able to explore. And because we experience things in meditation, because we have personal understandings and experiences, those things are so overpowering, those things are so useful to us, they've had such significance in our lives that we think this is the most important thing. That our experience is the one that is better than anyone else's. And because we think that, we think we know something. But remember this line, that you will be the king of fools. Remember yourself as always the king of fools, then you will never have the audacity to say that I know. Remember, Guruji is always talking about the system of the divine. Right in the beginning when Guru was talking about hukam, Nanak hukam je bujhe, taho main keh na koi. If you really understood, you wouldn't talk about your own greatness. You wouldn't talk about how much you know. Because once you understand what you're talking about, then it's not about you, then it's about that divine. So if you really understood anything, you'd keep quiet. So think about it this way. Even though the drop of water is in the ocean, the drop of water itself can never know the ocean. Even though the drop is one with the ocean, the single drop can never know the entirety of the ocean. It can only merge into that ocean. So it means that then the definition of a follower of the Guru, the definition of a Sikh, the definition of a learner is to say, I know nothing. Because Guru has constantly said, I cannot know, only you know. So when you give up the idea that I know, when you completely accept and know that I know nothing, not that what I know is irrelevant, but that I actually don't know. Because who is the one knowing? If there is a knowing, then there is a one who is holding on to that knowing. The one that says, I am knowledgeable. So this, I think, is the final step of just repeating this idea that I just don't know anything. What can I know? So you're surrendering all of your understanding. And the point at which you feel you know, Guruji has labeled us as the king of fools.